A lot of people have this feeling like the game is so rigged, it's already been won, and we have no chance of stopping it. And that's not true. In fact, if anything, I think we might be winning it. Throughout our lifetimes, there's been a number of ways that the rich and powerful have, let's say, controlled our lives and the world. And I'm going to show you how every single one of those tools is crumbling underneath them. Let's start with news and the corporate media. By every metric, it's failing. Cable news viewership, social media interactions with news sites, live TV viewership. In November 2023, Fox News had an average of 1.7 million viewers per day. Dude, I get more views than that some days on TikTok, let alone people like Joe Rogan. But notice that of those 1.7 million viewers per day, almost all of them were over the ages of 55. The dark bar is anyone 25 to 55. The blue bar is their total viewership. So it's all boomers sitting in their chairs watching news. Or this article from Bloomberg, time spent watching TV has dropped by 3 hours over the last decade. But real quick, we went from spending almost 9 hours a day, excuse me? We used to watch an average of 9 hours of TV a day. Who are you people? But it doesn't stop with cable news. All of Hollywood is screwed right now because no one's going to the movies. I'd imagine that part of that is because their movies have sucked, and I'd imagine that part of that is because a lot of people are starting to realize that a lot of the movies that they're putting out are kind of just corporate propaganda for ideals they want us to champion, instead of genuine entertainment made by genuinely creative people that just want to create amazing storytelling. Plus, they've been taken up by streaming, and streaming has not been going very well from a financial standpoint. Even sports viewership is down, aside from the NFL. All the other sports are tanking. And when the Roman Empire is falling and they can't even get people to watch the circuses and eat the bread, there's problems. Speaking of bread and circuses, the music industry, which has long been used to control what young people think is cool, that music industry is also failing.
So if we adjust the growth of the global recorded music industry from 1999 to today, and we account for the M2 money supply, you will find that the music industry has not only not kept up with inflation or the growth of the money supply, it's actually lost against the growth of the money supply. That means that during the most insane everything bubble to come along in ever, the music industry failed to even beat inflation.
All of these industries are slowly failing right before our eyes, and it's all happening for the exact same reason. And they all center around technologies that allow us to entertain ourselves, allow us to inform ourselves, allow us to support one another instead of giant businesses. Take TikTok, for example. This woman, Tiffany Cianci, got attacked by billions of dollars worth of private equity, and they started to just throw millions of dollars worth of lawsuits at her, thinking she couldn't defend against that. However, her husband is a federal attorney, and they put up a damn good fight, and they've been fighting for years. And because of TikTok, she's been able to reach millions of people. 800,000, 300,000, 900,000, 300,000, 1.7 million. She's been on the front page of the New York Times because of all the press she's drummed up. What used to be a simple bury it in money and legal cases is now you're fighting against the entire internet of connected citizens. While we're on the topic, congrats Tiffany on the recent victory in court. Or take Amy Nelson, for example, who's under the same sort of fire from Amazon for a legal action that is no basis against her husband, where they thought they could just bury them in millions of dollars of legal fees. They fought for 4 years and they finally won. And along the way, they reached millions of people. Amazon actually tried to get the court to force her to close her TikTok account because she was reaching so many people exposing what they were doing. Not to mention that the news is failing while we're all tuning into social media to get our own news, where we're now engaging in a global discussion of sources and information and sharing what we see. One need only look to the way that the mainstream network news is covering that conflict in the Middle East versus how the whole internet is covering the conflict in the Middle East to see their power crumbling in real time. Certainly, the fight is not over, and we all need to participate. But this decade is a time of change. It's a time of disruption, and we're all a part of it. I know it's tiring, and I know it feels depressing when it seems like it's all stacked against us. But the systems that big money has always relied upon to control the narrative, to control our attention, to keep us in the boxes only knowing what they want us to know, they're all falling apart. Now is not a time for us to lose hope and to give up. Now is a time for us all to get loud and keep fighting. That's why I make spreadsheets to help people buy from small family-owned businesses instead of giant mega corporations, to take money out of the system of giant, rich, powerful people that are controlling everything. That's why I make content like this, digging into how big money works and how these giant corporations are controlling the things that we see and know. Because sure, the internet gives them a lot of power, but it gives us more. And one of the last viable tactics that big money has is to make